Hello and welcome to the Stephen Mendes channel. This is a Cornet ED88T Plus EMF meter. With this meter you can measure RF fields, magnetic fields and electric fields. It's a very important product in determining your safety from these fields which you cannot see. I know there's lots of debate about whether these fields do anything to you or not, and it's been going on for years. Cell phone studies to see if the cell phone signals affect biological tissue, and now we have Wi-Fi and we have Bluetooth proliferating, and we have the spectre of 5G on the horizon. It's madness. And why do I say that? I can say that without fear of contradiction because these things do affect people. There is no doubt about that. The only doubt is at what level do they affect people. But the evidence is there at sufficient levels. All of these things are detrimental because even if you check the fine print that comes with your Wi-Fi router, it will tell you that you must keep either 30, 32 or some of them say 50 centimeters away. Now that's just about 12 inches away from the Wi-Fi radiator. But if you have to keep 12 inches away from the Wi-Fi radiator in your own house and they put that in the warnings, then what happens? How low should it be? How high should it be? The reality of the situation is, people of the planet, that for thousands of years humans lived on this planet without electricity. Without electricity. Only within the last 100 years or so have we had electricity, and within the last 30 years or so have we been playing around with such the widespread use of extremely high frequencies. And it has just gotten way out of control. No test or no amount of tests that the human race can today perform to try and prove or disprove the consequences of our actions are going to be completely conclusive. Why? Why is this so? This is so because the human is actually a very strange animal, if you want to call it that. We are part spiritual, part physical, and no two people are alike. To just debunk the electrosensitivity that some people have is cruel and unkind. And to say that just because you're not electrically sensitive, these things are doing you no harm whatsoever, and you should sleep with a Wi-Fi router right next to your bedhead, is playing with folly. Okay? Now you may not care, but if you do not care, then perhaps you should not be watching this video at all. I was born into the age of electricity, and I've been playing with electronics since early childhood. In the early days I was dealing with vacuum tubes and high voltages, and nowadays I'm dealing with microcircuits and surface mount technology. My whole involvement in the electronics engineering field spans an entire lifetime of the topic, from the time it was virtually invented until the present time. As far as I'm aware, I am not an electrically sensitive person. I've made numerous tests to try and determine if these electric fields interfere with my sleep quality or not, and they remain inconclusive. Some of the best nights I've had have been when everything has been completely switched off, and yet I have had some bad nights when things are completely switched off as well. So to say that it's a scientific proof would be stretching it. And I think the same will apply to anybody that begins to operate to try and get some scientific evidence on this stuff. If they're not an electrically sensitive person, then they're not going to be able to come up with conclusive evidence. But I am here to tell you today that I am taking steps to ensure that the radiation around my house falls within permissible levels. Perhaps levels that some people regard as too safe. Better to be safe than sorry, okay? And it's a small price to pay. You don't need the technology. You do not have to have cordless phones, and you can limit your phone use to when you're actually mobile. And you can use wired headphones even with your cell phone. And there's absolutely no need to keep it on your body. So what is wrong with taking simple steps? It regards laziness is the only reason why you would not want to do this. Now, for those persons that live in Barbados, where I live, I will soon be in a position to come and visit your home and make some electromagnetic sweeps and give you the lowdown on what your radiation levels are and what devices in your house you might choose to relocate or remove to ensure that you are in compliance with these guidelines. And I'm going to do this at a very reasonable cost. Give me a call, the number's on the screen, and let me come and do a sweep of your house with the technology that I have, and you can see for yourself whether you have a possible risk of excessive radiation in your home. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.